Welcome into Hartman Arena in Park City, Kansas. We're about 5 minutes away from the broadcast starting. Hang in there. We appreciate you tuning in, and in 5 minutes we'll get this broadcast going here of the Wichita Wings as they open their third season in the MASL. The first season back from COVID, some exciting times. I'm Blake Shoemaker. We'll be broadcasting tonight, calling the game alongside Wings all-world everything Wichita. I don't know what kind of introduction. I probably don't need to give him one, but will be LeBaron Holloman. So Wichita Wings legend, Wichita soccer legend. We could go on and on. But hang tight, folks. We'll be back in 4 minutes from Park City, Kansas.
I, I, I believe when I was growing up that I was not the fastest, I was not the biggest, I was not the best dribbler, I was not the best shooter, I was not the best whatever. I believed that I was not the best, but I believed that I was a smart player. The indoor game was for me, man. I mean, I was like, okay, I can do this. You know, I love playing it off the boards. I love banging into the boards. I love the physical part of it and the excitement of it. And I remember scoring a few goals. My thing was somehow I needed to get to those boards. I needed to bang on those things and I needed to celebrate. And it was perhaps my last goal that I would ever score. And it was like that every time. And it was, you know, that was me. To me, that goal, that particular time, it was just a highlight that I needed to express for something to come out of me. And yeah, if it's flamboyancy, absolutely, if that's what they call it, but I call it just clear excitement for the fact that that's what you get paid for.
Winning goal is overtime, and this is what it's all about. God, man, I'm excited. This is beautiful.
Chico Borja, born in Ecuador, raised in New Jersey, American collegiate star, member of the U.S. national team.
Absolutely not. I play hard. I played as hard as I could every single game. I don't remember having a bad game, and I don't think that's saying that I'm egomaniac or whatever. I never did. I play hard. I score goals. After the game, it took me a long time to recuperate from those highs that I took myself into. To realize that we had an amazing product that was community based, to see what the product was and to see how amazing it was, how you come in Wichita, are you ready? And it just went crazy, and the people see us playing the games and hoping, and there's another season that we lost in the playoffs, and man, we get behind them again and again and again and again until it was over. But while he was there, man, it was fun. It was awesome.
Now with those player introductions, here is PA announcer J.B. Johnson. And now, Wichita, are you ready?
Welcome into Hartman Arena in Park City, Kansas, just outside of Wichita, a suburb of Wichita, Kansas. Hartman Arena, the home of the Wichita Wings. My name's Blake Shoemaker. I'll be calling the game this evening alongside Wichita Wings legend LeBaron Holloman. LeBaron?
Great to be here, man. I'm happy for this opportunity. Looking forward to some great indoor soccer.
As you see the announcements getting ready to happen and a lot of youth players out here, there must be in attendance tonight, 300 or 400 youth players that are expected. A lot of group ticket sales. A lot of interest always around the Wichita Wings, with a large history and presence in the game of soccer in the United States, but especially the indoor game. And just a little bit of different feeling, a little bit of different buzz right now than we've experienced over the last 24 months with COVID, and shades of what the Wichita Wings were doing in 2019, 2020, leading up to the March of 2020 with the shutdown. The guys in the ticket office are saying the phone's ringing off the hook. The emails are coming in. People are excited. Players youth players are running around looking for players to take photos with and selfies. And the atmosphere, it's just kicked up a little bit more to give us a little normalcy right now.
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Wichita loves its indoor soccer. And, coming off of COVID, it's great to be back in the arena and have this action in front of us tonight.
Yeah, I agree. So here in a few moments, we'll part ways with the broadcast for a minute to allow PA announcer Jared Cirillo to call the Wings announcements. But a lot of teams. Looks like FC Wichita Local Soccer Club. You have the Augusta Raptors, Wichita United, Newton Railers, but a lot of youth soccer teams. People working hard to get their kids out here and on the field and in the stands and really support local soccer. So exciting times for the Wichita Wings, coming off a second place finish to the Cleveland Crunch last summer. Such a short turnaround here. Wings dealing with a lot of injuries. We'll get into a little bit more of that, but there's a surprise coming here. This last player that's going to get announced is going to be an interesting one for Wings fans who weren't sure they were going to see the excitement of Eduardo Monreal Benji. However, Benji's still working on some clearance issues with the Kansas City Comets and has been offered back to Wichita in the meantime to continue to get him minutes and develop them. So Benji here this evening, which is going to be big with some of the missing players we'll talk about, such as David Lucio. But for now, we're going to cut this and go to PA announcer Jared Cirillo for the Wichita Wings player introductions.
The scrappy midfielder, number 27, Ethan Dow. At forward, wearing number 41 tonight, Roger Downing. And at midfield, number 82, the Eagle, Colin Lochter. And Wingsfans, I've just been alerted a last-minute suit-up tonight. Welcome back, number 12, Benji! Ladies and gentlemen, the Wichita Wings are coached by Roger Downing. Assistant coaches Kevin Stinnite and Kyle Eno. Your trainers tonight, Serena Lytle. The manager, Britt Thompson. Ladies and gentlemen, these are your Wichita Wings! Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing, remove your caps, and direct your attention to the west goal. And please join us in paying respect to our colors as Crazy Tim Coob sings our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Crazy Coob! Thank you so much, Crazy Coob.
And we're back. That was a player introduction just wrapped up here in Wichita. We hope you enjoyed that. Always an exciting time to hear the Rocky theme song at the beginning of a Wichita Wings game. Brings back a lot of memories.
Gave me goosebumps. It gave me goosebumps. You're right. It brings back so many wonderful, warm feelings.
As one thing that this return of the Wichita Wings really wrapped itself around, the Wichita Wings started in 1979. In the early 80s, they started to sell out, and it was like that for about 10 years of 10,000 a night. More people in there than they could actually say. They just had to say we're a sellout and put people anywhere. Growing up and walking through that atmosphere, walking out of the tunnel, not just the popcorn, but certain songs to me, that's a Rocky theme song. If you go to the Kansas City Comets, it would be Midnight Express.
Yes.
Right? And you also played for the Kansas City Attack, and it probably was similar through those days. They would find times to impact the match with that, and that would be the identifier for the fans. Those of us, LeBaron and myself and others that grew up in Wichita as fans, or even players from opposing teams, would know that when that Rocky song came on, it was "We Will Rock You," and then and Wichita, are you ready? And you heard that from lifelong Wings fan Jared Cirillo, and then that da-na-na, right? It kind of kicks in, and if that was your thing when you grew up, I remember a few years back in 2019, LB, when the Wings hosted their first opener in December against Colorado, and the great attendance at the times, a near sellout, and the fans didn't know that the organization had decided to go back to blue when it had black and still black. We still have black uniforms, right? But adding in this retro feel and really tying in Hall of Fame and paying homage to the old players, but recreating that game day introduction. I looked down in front of me, just sitting with my family in seats, and of course, there was a lot of old fans in front of us, and they were in tears.
I believe
it made me realize. So the other thing that I knew that the organization had something right is last year, even during COVID, when limited people could come in and attendances were capped, Darren Snyder grew up in Wichita, big Wichita name, went on to play in St. Louis for the St. Louis Ambush, was drafted to FC Dallas and chose indoor because indoor, the salaries were just so much bigger in those days in the mid-'90s. And so Darren pulled me aside after the game. I grew up with his family, as you know, they own the local indoor facility here, so a lot of my roots in this game and in indoor I owe to the Snyder family.
Soccer West, good
and
old
Soccer West. And he says to me, he said, Blake, I had a tear in my eye. He said, and he's a pretty honest guy, but he's a pretty tough guy. Yeah. And he said, I got emotional. And I thought, okay, we're on our way, and it's just proud to be a part of that. I'm proud to have you here, and as we put this product together for the future.
It's an emotional game, but it's even more emotional when you have the rich history that we have here at the Hartman Arena. It brings back so many special feelings that the Wings were able to bring to Wichita and the community.
I agree. So we're getting ready to start this game here. 15-minute quarters. We'll have 4 of those, obviously, and you've got Jared Robbins as the target man, Kieran Lakin from Hartlepool, England, Kevin Tenite, captain of the Wichita Wings, starting in the back with Colin Lauder and Taylor Henry in the midfield. Didn't get announced because was adjusting some tape we're hearing on his keeper gloves, but the starting goalkeeper tonight for Wichita is, of course, Stephen Hammerski.
And we're off.
Obviously a rule change this year, something new. Goalkeeper can only touch the ball, similar to futsal, one time in possession on the way back. So after this ball is released here, it's going to have to be a change of possession, or he's going to have to come into the offensive half in order to get that ball back.
Right, and that's another change too, is because originally the keepers couldn't get into the offensive half until the fourth quarter.
Right. So the goalkeeper has a 4-second time limit, which is still the same, to make a decision. You'll see that even here when referee Brian Bauer hands the ball, and he's got 4 seconds from the time the referee blows the whistle to release that ball. And that's a slow 4 seconds on the restarts. Historically, in your era of professional indoor, and even dating back to when you were the head coach of the Wings in 2010, 2011, 2012, that was a 5-second rule.
Yeah.
And the 1 second, how much difference does that 1 second make?
It makes a big difference because it gives you a chance the team to get organized a little bit better, a little quicker. The quicker the count, the more disorganized things are. So that extra second has a big part to play. And like you said, it's a slow 4. It's not a true 4 seconds. Kind of like the goalkeeper rule in outdoors. You supposedly have 6 seconds, but they give you probably close to 8. That was a good chance there.
Yeah, and a good block by Kieran. Amarillo didn't get much on that, but laid back by Goldborn, set up really, really well, and just didn't strike it. But Kieran Lakin, Johnny on the spot, and
we'll take that.
Yeah, Amarillo gets away with the foul, and you're right. We would take that as a coach. You want that because after so many fouls, there's an outlet pass from Hammerski to Benji. Benji up the right flank, looks to go one-on-one. He does, plays it off the boards, deflected. He finds himself after a bit well defended. He finds himself into a 1v2. Ethan Dowd, though, scrappy enough to win the ball back and recycles it. Tenike to Lima, Lima to Hammerski, and Wichita's broke the pressure on the way out.
That could be something we can take a look at in the game. Is that they had Amarillo was sloppy on their change right there. And we might be able to catch them on odd man breaks like that all night long.
Talking to Commissioner Keith Tozier a few weeks ago, and that was one of the things I talked about. He's really for this rule and makes a great argument. I agree with 100% of his points. Very, very inspirational, educated football guy, as you know, Tozier.
Yep.
And he had some valid points, but my concern with the rule initially was, going back to your goalkeeper, it did kill off some of the game, but it allowed your team to substitute.
Right.
And now a team that high presses you, they can really get after you, and players stay on the field for longer. So when do they find these substitutions? Going back to our 4-second rule with no guaranteed substitutions, and we found right there, well, what happens is you have to be intelligent. If you talk to a guy like Tozier, who everybody knows how tactical Milwaukee was and is under him for years, he would sub in these moments. When we get a chance, we run off our target and our second forward.
Okay.
And we're going to hold the midfielder and the 2 defenders, and then that near side defender's next, and then they rotate the defenders, and then you bring your holding mid, and then you bring the other one.
Right.
Obviously, Amarillo doesn't have the rich history of indoor. They've played for 3 years. They won a championship in their prior league. They've been great, no doubt about it. They're 4 years in now. This is the start of their 4th year. But a guy like Tozier, who's been doing it since the early 80s, understands running those players off. And so quite a change. One thing that really struck me that I enjoyed, there's Alfonso Lopez with the shot, bounced off. But he offered to get on the phone with staff and players and everybody and explain to them individually the proper way to make substitutions in indoor to allow this game to be more energetic, the flow of play, and not kill off as much game and score goals. And I got to say, so far, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm sure part of that explanation he gave was to, you'd always look to sub when your team is in possession. So that, you don't give up those odd man breaks. So sometimes you get caught on a long shift, but that's just part of it, and that's where you got to recognize, where your level of play is and when to get on and get off the field.
Great hold-up play from Roger Downing. Lays it off on a ball that breaks the line from Kieran Laking. Finds Sherrod. Henry just misses there. Deep into the corner. It bounced out to Taylor Henry, and a shot just off target. But if you're Amarillo, there's been a couple times you got caught on substitutions. You're happy to be in this thing right now at 0-0 with the Wings definitely switching their lines a little bit better and finding these 2v1s and transition options.
Yes. See, now would be a good time to get subs if you're Wichita. Right? Good time to get their subs in. Keep your lines fresh.
So LeBaron always thinking like a coach. You still coach. You coach college, coach academy in the ECNL, and kind of found a passion there, leading young players into college, into professional. But
this is a good build-up from Wichita there.
Always a student of the game and identifying those moments. And I remember that from your time as a coach of the Wings. Very, very organized.
That's a good sequence from Wichita right there. It's a very good sequence. Patient with the ball, and then created and generated some chances, that were dangerous. And that's going to be important as the game goes on. Are they going to be patient like that, throughout the game and don't rush things, and which I think they should be able to and would be able to in this game tonight. That's a good win there. Yeah, this should be an up and down game, all right? Because Amarillo looked like they're struggling a little bit in transition.
Yeah, the substitution patterns, they just quite haven't figured out how to sub without being able to go back to the keeper multiple times. Out comes Hammerski. Goldborn pushes it by. Well defended from the rookie Christian Lima. Hammerski playing with fire there. Goldborn says, yeah, that's a handball. They turn, and great sportsmanship from Conrad Goldborn and Stephen Hammerski as they both kind of smile about that. Of course, the whole ball has to be over the whole line, otherwise it's in play for the goalkeeper. And his body does not have to be in the box, just the ball. Good strike from Benji. Rebound from Henry, back to Sack, and then Henry's going to recycle. And this is where the veteran Wichita team will probably run subs off. We're talking about that,
there we go.
And you see that.
Yep. Yeah, get some fresh legs out there. You want to keep the Amarillo players out there, 'cause this is an anaerobic game, right? And so, you keep yourself out there. You're on there more than a minute and a half, and you start to build that lactic acid up in the legs, and it gets hard to run.
Well, that was your thing. You were a runner. So no one would know that better than you.
I kept my shifts short. 45 seconds to a minute. If you got caught out on a long shift, it usually took you the rest of that quarter to recover.
So Let's talk a little bit about the Amarillo Bombers. New kits, looks like they're sponsored by and representing the Capelli kits. It's a brand that's becoming pretty, I know Jason and George, the owner there, pretty well personally. Good guys. You're seeing a lot of that in the MASL. They're a sponsor. The referees are wearing Capelli jerseys, look great. We're obviously a Hummel provider. There's one of the dangerous players we were getting ready to talk about when mentioning Amarillo. Without Vitor Petriani, who is the MVP, he's not on this trip right now. Wichita's missing some players. Also, Amarillo missing the league MVP right now, who's out and did not make this trip. But ultimately, they have to find goal production somewhere,
right.
And that's where we look at number 22, Julio Vargas, and we've mentioned number 8, Conrad Goldborn, a few times as a target player. Vargas coming out of the midfield. Wichita will look to be a little bit physical, bring numbers around him, and make somebody else beat him, because they've seen it time and time again over the last 3 years where Vargas just has a day. Great hold up from Ten Eyck.
There we go.
What a blast from Kevin Ten Eyck. Wichita goes up 1-0. Robbins LeBaron with hold up play. Didn't get a lot on it, but it forced the keeper off his line. Keeper gives it away. Ten Eyck on a first time volley from 3-4 yards behind the yellow line. It was a great goal.
That's great awareness from Kevin to recognize that scenario. Back in the day, that's a 3-point goal. An old school 3-point goal.
Funny thing to have you here right now is the color guy calling this game when Kevin Ten Eyck scores the season opener, because in 2010, Kevin Ten Eyck was a rookie. He came out of Fringe University and NAIA College in Wichita, Kansas, and grew up in Mays, Kansas, went to local school, graduated, and he's one of the players that came through open tryouts, you selected and groomed, and then he became the MISL Rookie of the Year,
Right.
that defensive Rookie of the Year. Is
Yes,
that correct? Or
that's
overall rookie?
I believe it was the defensive rookie of the year.
A couple years later, he was in a futsal national team. So, he went from an outdoor player who grew up watching the Wings but no real indoor experience. You helped groom him. 3 players who were big names, in fact, that year as rookies for the Wings. Alex Mosley, Kevin Ten Eyck, Brian Perez.
And then now you have Colin Lauder. Colin Lauder was with us as well.
Brent Hobson and Colin Lauder, who you were brought through training and were getting an opportunity to train there, and now, all big guys on our roster.
Right.
Speaking of Brent Hobson, came back from a knee surgery, was out last year. It's been fantastic in training. The boys were on the pitch last night. I came out, the video crew, looking to make sure everything with the stream is fine. Brent Hobson strains his hamstring and says, "Hey, I can play, I think." And we just said, "Hey, we're 2 weeks out, right, Brent?" So Coach Roger Downing shuts him down. But David Lucio out with the back. He's got 2 weeks left in rehab. Brent Hobson, we're going to give him a couple more weeks on the hamstring. You've got an abundance of other players that are going to be big. Rookie Juan Zamora, Guillermo Oliveira, Guy, both guys that will be back in early January. But Wichita playing on a very thin roster. So you see Roger Downing dressing as a target player coach, Kyle Eno in the box dressed as a coach, but Kevin Ten Eyck was our player assistant with the veteran leadership. But Roger, he's played 4 years at Wright State, was a captain there, went overseas, signed with Tottenham Outdoor to get looked at. Good kick save, and that's going to be a Wichita Wings throw. Oh, they may have got that wrong. I think Hammerski made a kick save.
I think so too. Yeah.
And they.
But no one seems to be arguing it.
No, yeah.
So it must have been the right call.
Julio Molina jumps right back on that, and Wichita gets away with that. But so Roger Downing, there's Alex Perez, rookie out of Dallas, Texas, was with the Sidekicks training for just a little bit, didn't pick up a contract, and now he's in Wichita. Colin Lauder, veteran, he's one of the guys that you just said in 2010 to 2012. He was coming out of Drake University, D1, was a local player, moved home and decided he didn't want to hang up the boots, and has turned into quite indoor player for the Wichita Wings.
It's not surprising to see a lot of Wichita guys, though, picking up the indoor game, because if you grew up in Wichita, you know the Wings and you know indoor. And it was prominent back in the day, and so as a kid you grew up playing indoor, even if it was out at Soccer West or Sports Zone.
Even as just a Wichita sports fan in those days, and now grandparents and parents, if you took a poll and you said what's the most popular professional sports team that Wichita has ever had, it's still a resounding Wichita Wings.
Absolutely, 100%, absolutely.
And it is, it's not an MLS market, it's not an NBA, it's not an NFL, but it is the biggest city in Kansas because Missouri and Kansas in Kansas City, and that's a bad giveaway from Stephen Hammerski with his hand. Throws that straight out, and it's going to be a restart at the top of the arch. These are
dangerous.
Difficult giveaway. But yeah, so Wichita's now, 800,000 in the greater Wichita area. That's when you add that 30, 40 minutes away in the metro from outside of town, and it's growing, and the game's growing here, bigger than it's ever been from a youth perspective.
Good block. That was a good, important block by Christian Lima there.
Hey, Christian Lima, actually, you coached and coach at Kansas Wesleyan University in Salina, which is one of those suburbs we were just talking about, is an NAI school, and you're the head college coach there right now. You wanted to move home, and we skipped over the fact that you just coached the last couple years with the Ontario Fury with some of my personal friends, the Taiyu
brothers,
and a shout out to those two guys, Frank and Uzi, great friends. Consider those guys soccer family for sure. But you identified Christian Lima, who just graduated, Sao Paulo, Brazil, played for Wesleyan, and you said, hey, this kid could play at the next level, and sent him to us. The Wichita Wings, Roger Downing goes, wow, he's right. Lima's, he's been getting some cryo on the ankle, and here he's going to go Benji, see if Benji can release him. Oh, Benji with the triple scissor.
Benji doing Benji things.
Anyway, Lima's been a professional, a young professional. He acts right. He rehabs his body. He's polite, shakes hands when he comes in, but he's got that dirty kind of grit to his game where he's just not taking any BS, and he's here to grind and work hard today.
Yeah, he would pick up. He was one of the guys we had that would pick up a yellow card, by leaving the foot in, but he was a competitor. He competed for everything, and so it doesn't surprise me. That's another guy right there who's going to be good.
Fonzie, yeah.
Alfonso Lopez.
Alfonso Lopez, we're getting word that he's been fantastic in training, and two of the more attractive players running out of the midfield right now. We mentioned Guy Oliveira, but when Guy gets back in early January and Fonzie, look out. These are two guys that are really going to be hot on the market. And we mentioned David Lucio, who's one of the best goal-scoring options for Wichita, hands down, is nursing a back and in therapy right now. But when Lucio gets back and you add Guy and those two guys get a little bit of experience, Wichita out of the midfield is going to be a very, very dangerous young running team. In addition to Lauder, in addition to Taylor Henry, who Taylor's just scores goals. He's going to be big for Wichita. And that's got to be more than a 2-minute penalty. He's going to be fine, but he took that shot up high. Taylor's taller than him, so he didn't take it to the head, but it was a whiplash type moment.
Yeah,
so
it was extremely dangerous.
The other player's head, it's a head injury. He took it to the shoulder of Taylor Henry because of the size difference. But this is a dangerous moment, and you see trainer Serena Little for the Wichita Wings come onto the field, and they're going to have to treat this very, very seriously.
Yeah. I hate to, I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it. He knows he's on a 2-minute penalty.
Yeah.
So
let them get their line changed.
Yeah. A little bit of gamesmanship. I hope the guy.
We hope that's the case.
Yeah, we hope that's the case. He's not terribly injured.
But it was a hard collision. We saw it. Did you happen to watch the Chiefs game the other day where the receiver in the end zone Thursday night, and I'd have to go back to the play. I can't remember the player's name. But anyway, he's making a play in the end zone from the San Diego Chargers, and he drops the ball, and it wasn't even head contact, but how he landed, he whipped his head, and he was hemorrhaging and twitching on the gurney, and they took him to the hospital. And they said he's stable, but you could tell that there was, whether it was spinal or neurological or whatever damage, and it just came from not even contact. So you get in that kind of contact and you fall, ladies and gentlemen, there's concrete underneath this turf. This is not an outdoor forgiving pitch. Veteran indoor guys know, and certainly the goalkeepers know, that's a challenge right there.
Yeah, you're always left a little after games. That ice is your best friend. Good finish.
What a save. Great shot from Kevin Tenike.
This is a good start.
Fredo Chavez goes to his left, picks that out of the upper corner, and Tenike again.
I thought that got deflected.
It did look like it was deflected, but Tenike not arguing. It looked like number 4, Jake Reuter, had stepped in there and challenged for that and took a block, but he didn't. Fredo Chavez will get a 4-second restart, and Amarillo will look to see if they can catch a mistake off Wichita here. Wichita collects and back to the power play.
Wichita be a little patient, Work the ball a little bit, work the defense a little bit, keep the ball moving, all right, and then create some chances that way.
There's Benji with a good look, and they're playing a box, not a diamond, LB, so there's a lot of space in the middle, whether it's a shot, whether it's a target player checking in there.
The target player, he should step up a little higher.
Yeah.
Step up a little higher in there, right? That's the ball to play right there if he's a little higher.
Oh, this is going to be a giveaway there, but Reuter did well to win the ball, gives it away, and Amarillo recovers and gets back behind the ball. But with this box, that gives the opportunity for a player, dangerous shooter like Benji Monreal, to either play that ball or to have this shot here that he looks like he was ready for. Deep into the corner from Lauder, ball just off the mark from Benji, and Wichita dispossessed. Clearance here, and now back on the ball, Monreal. Second post, Henry hits the bar. What a volley from Taylor Henry.
That's a fantastic effort.
Henry working hard, checking back and forth, trying to find that pocket in behind him. Here's Benji.
First time
Benji,
there we go.
Tenike saved. Well done from the back line. There's Jake Reuter with the clearance off the back line. Jared Robbins had one. It brought it off Chavez, rolled the keeper, and there's a shot from Benji. No, he takes a pass and does with the next one. Oh, that's the look they wanted. Wichita probing and probing. Benji finds Taylor Henry. The ball just not on the ground, bouncing a bit. Henry misplays it, but interesting to watch Taylor Henry working back and forth with possession, finding that back post. Shades of Wichita legend Jeff Bourne hanging out on the second post looking for tap-ins. Or if you're a Kansas City fan, Byron Alvarez, who came here shortly in the PASL with the B-52s for a few games.
I remember that.
Kansas City goal-scoring machine who I don't know if he ever took a shot outside the box.
That was a very good power play for Wichita right there. Even though they didn't score, they generated some very good looks on goal and created some dangerous opportunities, some dangerous chances. So that was a good power play even though they didn't score. The Wings, their hold-up play has been very good, finding the targets and targets holding the ball, waiting for runners to get off of them. This will be a big moment here for Wichita. They got Amarillo on the ropes a little bit. I think they want to take advantage and capitalize and get a goal here. At least another goal, at least before the quarter's over, would be big. They've had majority of the play, looking at goal, forcing their keeper. I think he's probably got 5-6 saves already in this game. Oh, no, that's a bad giveaway there. Another free kick at the top of the box. You don't want to give up goals late in the quarter, so this will be a big stop for Wichita here. This ball probably rolled to the side with a shot, yeah. Well done from Jared Robbins there. Jared played well tonight. He's played very well.
Professional foul there if you were playing in the outdoor game, but in indoor, as you know, you alluded to it earlier, we'll take that. Even though we had possession, those fouls add up. 4 on a player, you're getting a blue card.
Right.
You reach the point of even ejection in the indoor game with foul count.
Right.
So ultimately, even if it's subtle like that, if it doesn't take away, what a save. There's Julio Vargas. We talked about how dangerous he can be. He looks top right corner or top left corner, and Hammerski to his right goes and picks that one out and pushes it, parries it wide. But one of the more dangerous moments so far for Amarillo.
Yes, yeah, and that's something that Wichita's going to have to be aware of is that threat from threat from distance there.
Now, in this moment, you want to see Hammerski with distribution. He can lay this ball off. He can get it back one more time in possession.
Right.
Because he picked it up there. So as long as he rolls it out or comes with the hands, he can get it back here. So he needs to continue to be available.
For me, on that distribution there, I think he can make a better decision, though, because he put Taylor in a bad situation there.
Right.
By giving him that ball, spinning away from him on the boards with the man on his backside.
Yeah, I think he held the ball to allow for a substitution, it looked like.
Yeah.
And Wings were changing the target player to bring in Roger Downing on not a full line change, but just one, so he used all 4 seconds. But really, Henry needed that ball pronto.
Right. That, and then if he didn't, that's a good effort there. He had a guy to his right for the little lay down, though.
Good look inside from Roger Downing, finds Peter Espinoza. Peter needed to one-time that and get a shot off, and he just doesn't get a good clean shot off on a sitter. Needs to just slot that one in.
Yeah.
And look, Fredo Chavez with another save. He's made some pretty big plays to keep Amarillo hanging around early in this game.
Yeah, that's a good quarter for Wichita, though. Even though they're only up 1-0, okay, they threaten the goal a lot and ask a lot of questions of Amarillo. That's a good save.
Luca Lima with the shot from Amarillo, picked up by Hammerski again. Saves are adding up in this game for both keepers right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, Hammerski not called into action quite as much, but these are pretty good looks.
Amarillo's settling into the game a little bit now.
JJ Oteezy would prefer to have that one back, but you're right. Right idea, right? Ball's just bouncing. These balls, they're not quite as heavy as the new MASL ball, the white one that they're kind of playing with.
Yeah.
Broke some glass in Kansas City, adjusting the ball a little bit to make sure that, they're not going to be replacing plexiglass in all these arenas. But I've watched the Ontario game. I watched the Utica game. Watched Baltimore travel as well, and hadn't seen that since the Kansas City game. So maybe that new flight ball is under wraps. This is the prior flight ball, and it's just a little bit slick and a little bit more bounce to it. So you see players just need to get used to that timing of the ball.
Boards.
Cheeky little flick there from Colin Lauder. As you see his Eagle celebration, he's calling the Eagle Lauder. That's one of your guys from 2010, 2012 that came in and you brought into training. They used to call him Little Messi because he didn't look the part and he had that bit of skill and deception to him. That ball in down the line from Ethan Dowd, and Colin, even though he's a small frame, deceptive enough to keep the player on his left shoulder, and easy as you like, slots that thing across
goal. He put that ball probably in that one place only place you can put it to score the goal from that angle. I was looking at it, I thought he might have played the inboards there for the runner in the box, but he didn't need it. He finished it himself.
Yeah, it's amazing in the indoor game to, over the years, watch the type of players that this is their game, or because, an American-born player from the Wichita Wings that scored a lot of goals over the years, Dale Irvine. That ball would have broke the net, right? He's trying to hit he's going to hit the stitching out of that thing. And then the Erics and guys like that they work so hard and it looks like they're going to smack this ball, and then it's like, just a roller.
Right.
We're fine. So well done there from Colin Lauder in a big goal to pull the Wings apart by 2 and maybe open this game up a little bit.
I don't know. I don't agree with that one.
Reuter over his back just a little bit. Felty.
That should be a
caution.
Yeah, he can't leave. You can't run with the ball. You got to leave the ball.
Now this is a yellow card to number 2 for Wichita, Kieran Lakin, for delay a game, I assume.
Yeah, delay a game.
It's going to be a 5-minute penalty. Wichita will not play short on a delay a game penalty, but Kieran Lakin will not be available. And with stalwart defender Brent Hobson out, with the David Lucios out, and Kevin Tenike, who didn't train, just got rehab for 2 weeks and has trained the last couple days, but really is dealing with some injuries to his back. Same reason Lucio's out. Hobson on the quad. The defensive reserves are pretty thin right now, so to take a 5-minute penalty on a line to one of your younger defenders that is healthy is not.
That wasn't very smart by Kieran. That wasn't wise at all. You can't touch the ball once the foul is called.
Lima there finding Robbins, running off Robbins. Robbins holds the ball, turns, looks for Benji, but skips him and finds Alex Perez out of Dallas, Texas. Perez, a rookie in the MASL now. Sack to Monreal. Benji finds the 1v1. Just hold the ball up long enough to see if they can change this thing back around again. But Benji lays it to Lima. Benji, Perez, back to Lima. Lima dispossessed, but does well to apply a little bit of that inverted press and win the ball back and poke it back, and Wichita remains in possession. Benji deep, lays that one across. Perez on the ball. Oh, what a little clipped-in pass there from Alex Perez, and Lima found himself almost wide open. Perez just off the mark. This is dangerous. Benji on the other side. Another one off the mark.
That's a good double right there. That's a very good double team right there.
Luca Lima found himself in trouble with Jared Robbins and Alex Perez doubling. Robbins takes the substitution, Downing back in, and Wichita's in a 3v2.
Terrible sub from Amarillo.
Lima a little bit ambitious there.
Timeout.
Just needs to find that confidence about his game, but you don't want to tell him no right there. But in the 3v2, historically in this game, let that run, hold the ball up for a second, let that run develop, and let's find out if the defender's going to take the pass or take the ball and front the ball. And if whichever one they do, it's a double-edged sword because we found the 2v1. Now there's another one to be had if you're not straight into goal. So as Lima progresses, maybe you don't have to force that into a 1v1 right there. Just let Downings run and let the 3v2 just a little bit of deception. And that's what you get with some of those the international guys that have futsal experience, like Lima out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. In fact, Christian out of Sao Paulo, Brazil, a friend of ours, played for FC Wichita here in Wichita in outdoor game, and then transitioned in to play for the Wichita Wings in indoor. Leo Sosa, and Leo Sosa from Sao Paulo, Brazil, grew up in Corinthians Academy, but then went to play for Palmeiras, and Palmeiras happens to be the academy out of Sao Paulo that Lima grew up in. So a lot of similarities there, but so I would say those guys have it all about them. It's just getting this indoor game to slow down mentally just a little bit.
And I think for Lima in that scenario, he got caught up in the chaos that was happening because we had 2 or 3 shots that were flying around, hitting the top of the glass and everything. And, I think he just got caught up in that moment, and he needed to be a little calmer in the head and more focused in that scenario that you just talked about.
Visit WichitaWavesSoccer.com. Click the Kickstart Clinic tab for more information.
The Wings definitely look the more dangerous team. Like the next goal is going to come from them. I think they got to be a little more patient in their possession, and learn to get their shots on frame a little bit better. Maybe look for that second post run, and then somebody gambling and getting to that second post.
Partnership programs, contact us today at info@WichitaWavesSoccer.com.
With Wichita this year, Alex Perez, Christian Lima, Branson Felty, Alfonso Lopez, Guy Oliveira, Juan Zamora. I mean, you're talking about 7 rookies that they're trying to bring along. Now, they're not all going to dress on the same game day at this point. A handful here today, and some of those out of necessity with injuries. But a bright future with so many young players that are exciting, that are fighting for minutes right now, all getting the opportunity to train and play. There's a mistake there by Tenike, but he does well to track back. Lauder clips it in. Header from Henry. Back again. One more.
Henry wasn't ready for it. Henry could quit his run. He wasn't ready for it. That's great work there.
Wasn't ready, but once he won it, tried to clip it across to Robbins, and it was well defended on a recovery there, but Wichita definitely should have took advantage. Pretty hectic situation for Amarillo after reading this really, really well. Wichita maybe just in a little deep, as you suggested earlier on these restarts.
There it is. That's a well-constructed play.
Great execution on the restart. Tenike to Downing. Downing down low to Henry. Henry throws it across to the California kid, Jared Robbins. Wichita up 3-0 off a restart.
And that's where the space is going to be found on all those restarts, because Amarillo's 2 that sit in the back, sit up high, and give up that space.
Oh, the big man, Jared Robbins, throwing autographed soccer balls at old ladies into the stands who are unassuming and not paying attention to the game. Fortunately, those are only like size 1, so they're not going to ring your bell too much. And Amarillo fighting to come right back. Tried to change this game and take that goal right back. Is a great save from Hammerski. Dangerous times, right?
Very dangerous.
It's 0-3 or 3-0, whatever. They're jacked up. They want to dig back into this game before halftime, and Wichita's thinking we're cruising right now. And Hammerski has to go to the ground, make a kick save, and Amarillo flying
straight
forward.
Off the kickoff, too.
Oh, yeah. That's the thing about this game. You can't go to sleep.
Not at all. That's what I love about this game, right? Every time you're on the field, you're involved. Have a chance to be involved in a goal-scoring or goal-saving situation or opportunity.
Oh, fortunate bounce there off the wall. Beats Sack. Goldborn gets it back, and he wasn't anticipating it, but he lines one up and hits it wide, but smacked it pretty well. Amarillo recovers. Back in possession. Here's that 3v2 we talked about. Great touch in from Henry.
Well done, Taylor Henry.
Unlucky there as he finds Fonzie in the corner, and Alfonso Lopez just misses it. Henry goes down to the ground but gets back up, and he's fighting for it here in the near corner. Peter Espinoza back with the double team. Henry comes out with the ball. He gets clipped from behind, and that may be a blue card. It's not. Referee Kevin Diemer doesn't go to his pocket, but it was a good call and great work from Henry. More importantly, we talked about being patient and creating that 3v2. Cut in from Henry, finds the 2v1, and Fonzie, good another kick save again from Vargas.
I think a little more veteran play there from Fonzie would be good finish. Another great finish from Kevin.
And Kevin again just hitting absolute bangers. Not much Fredo Chavez was going to do about that, but you know, Amarillo goalkeeper Fredo Chavez getting called into some serious action tonight here in Wichita.
Yeah, you're right. There's nothing he's going to do about that one. Kevin tucked that one away in the upper corner very well, with power too. It wasn't a softie.
That's it. 5 minutes and 37 seconds left here in this half. Wichita up by 4. And this still 2 minutes left in the Kieran Lakin penalty for delay a game for the yellow card. Again, Wichita not short on that, but Kieran Lakin still in the sin bin. And talking about throwing these balls, Kevin Tinike launched that one into the rafters to the concession stand back behind there. We're going to have to work, maybe ask Roger Downing to work on the delivery of these goal celebration balls. Be a good problem to have. 1v1. Robbins, Chavez.
Well defended.
Well defended.
Well defended.
Nobody talking. Robbins didn't see that. Thought he had plenty of time for the 1v1 and just misses a heck of an opportunity. Doesn't get a shot off. Wichita Christian Lima turning to shoot and win this ball, and the ball just gets taken away by J.J. Otizi right before and inadvertently clips him, and those never feel good.
Yeah, he'll be all right. It's just a little one. Just rub some dirt on it, and he'll be fine.
Well, we can find plenty of that. Again, we're just outside of Wichita, Kansas. There's plenty of dirt to be had if any of you are looking to build businesses and soccer stadium or whatever. There's plenty of land around here, so you're welcome. We welcome almost all. Lima just having trouble judging the bounce on that thing as it's coming off the turf. Oh, Vargas steps in to win the ball. Started with Lima kind of bobbling it. Vargas then steps in to win it and puts the ball straight into the box.
Yeah, that took a wicked deflection there.
It did, and
wicked deflection.
Nothing Hammerski's going to do about it, but Vargas just on a challenge, steps in, takes a bad deflection, ends up just on the doorstep to number 6, Miguel Reyes, who puts the thing across goal with the head, and good finish from Reyes, but there's that gift we were talking about opening the door for them right before the half. So Wichita, if you can't open the score up, right, LB, if you can't go to 5v1 and get that 4-goal lead back, right now let's not turn this thing into a 2-goal game.
Right. This next goal is important. Only reason is to gain the momentum back, okay, because it's a game of momentum, right? And, you know, right now they have a little bit of the momentum. And, you know, I was just going to comment earlier before that goal, Wichita was doing a good job defensively getting numbers behind the ball.
And there again, Vargas trying to dribble was having trouble finding an open look, and Wichita takes that block. Well done from Roger Downing there. We'll hold up play from Ethan. And Wichita's going to possess again, which is exactly what needs to happen right now. Calm down, move this ball around, just get settled in.
And that's the one play to the keeper there. So now look how Amarillo puts pressure on the ball now, okay? Because they know it can't go back to the keeper anymore.
Oh, Benji with the chance there on the one-timer. Hits it over, but yeah, you're right. Great timing. They forced Stephen Hammerski to go to his right on that short ball to a defender that was looking backwards. And if you can find that moment where the keeper's playing short to a defender that's facing the goalkeeper, look, these are the new times to press in this game. Ball's in the air, but anytime after the keeper's touched the ball and you have players that aren't in a forward position.
Another 3v2.
Pass just off the mark there from Espinoza.
Pushed him too far wide. This is where you need to keep the ball. Just keep the ball and keep these Amarillo players on the field right now. Okay, keep it for a little bit. Get your changes in, all right, and stay fresh.
There's Benji with the Maradona. Little flare from Benji. Always a fun player to watch. Penetrating pass into Felty. Felty's holding the ball. Turn, shoots. Goal! Branson Felty, rookie in his first cap in the MASL, scores a banger across goal. Well done from Benji.
Yes.
Wichita, like you said, keep them on the field. Ball moving around just a little bit. Almost rocked him to sleep, and unassuming, Felty turns and laces that thing across goal.
That was good. It was a good find from Benji, though, to find him down in that deep position to come out and come across the goal. He took it well. A very good finish. That's a big goal because it takes some momentum now. We got momentum back again.
When you talk about development and moving players up and teaching them the game, Branson Felty was one of the first players brought in to the MASL 3 team that was our reserve team last year, Wichita Wings 2. This year, that team, I mentioned FC Wichita a few times. This year, FC Wichita MASL will be a young group of guys that are, 18 to 22 that are going to step in and serve as that, 6 to 8 games, give them a little indoor experience. Most of these guys still have college eligibility and the idea is to just acclimate them during the winter months a little bit so that when they're done with their college days, we can bring them back in and just give them a little taste. Branson was one of those players that got a ton of minutes last year and was called in after last year into the team. And look, on day one, as you would have it, here's a guy that's in the lineup and was a third-team forward, and he had his moment.
Exactly, and that's what it's all about. When you get your opportunity, you do the things well in your preparation so that when that moment comes, you take advantage of it.
Screened, well screened there. The goal will not go to Conrad Goldborn, but a ball on frame, obviously, from Amarillo. Goldborn runs in front. Hammerski screened, and he just didn't see that thing until, a few seconds left.
That's a good indoor play, though.
That.
That's a good indoor play. Getting somebody in front of the keeper like that is always going to create danger.
Number 23, Luca Lima, gets on the scoreboard, and again, they get that goal right back. We talked about opening it up. Maybe can you keep the 4-goal lead, but Amarillo doing well enough right now to hang around and keep the Bombers in this game.
You know what, Blake? Welcome to indoor soccer, though. This is what indoor soccer is about, scoring goals.
It's going to be a foul there. Wings are asking a little bit to reach into the pocket, but everybody knows that's not going to be a card. Henry really baited that, and as he's kind of jabbing there with the Amarillo defender. Deep into the corner for Henry.
Oh.
Yeah, Liberty Autumn into that, just a little bit dangerous, but Autumn's been turned by Lauder. Lauder smashes it off the boards, and Roger Downing finds one off the boards off his head and puts that thing across goal. Called into action when needed, missing numerous players. David Lucio, Juan Zamora, another target player. Wichita hurt, and most recently last summer, just a few months ago, Frank Tayu in that role.
Right.
Wichita searching for who's gonna come along, and Roger Downing had to step into the Leo Gibson role and put some points on the board.
Well, he's picking up right where he left off. Then that was a good finish. Good, because he didn't have a lot of time there to decide and react. It was just a great early reaction for him to put that off his head into the goal.
Wallace Scora. Wasn't an Andy Chapman bike, but that's got to be a blue card.
Yeah.
We got a red card. We got a fight down here, folks.
Hammerski's got a.
There's got to be a red card against number 22. Hammerski came out as well to stop this at the end. Wings players had to defend themselves. But what happened was Vargas came in very, very hard against Kevin Teneyck and boarded Kevin Teneyck. On the way down, Kevin Teneyck defending himself what grabbed Vargas. They hit the ground together. Vargas came up physical, kicked Kevin Ten Eyck, and then threw 2 or 3 punches in the process. And if anybody's paying attention down here, Julio Vargas is without a doubt on a red card and suspension, but it's so hard to catch that in the indoor game.
Yeah,
my guess is they're going to offer a 2-minute penalty, and they're going to come back and see if anybody else saw it. But this is going to be, if LeBaron, we don't get the acknowledgement from what we can see from our vantage point, this is one of those moments where the league probably comes back and issues a sanctioning on a player later.
But well, I think you're going to have more sanctions than that because the entire Amarillo bench cleared. Right, and their keeper was out on the field and everything. So there's got to be some sort of sanctions regardless because they can't come off the bench like that.
Yeah, Vargas definitely threw in connected multiple punches, kicked a defenseless player on the ground after a 2-minute blue card. Love the goal prowess and fight as a player of Vargas. He was one of the guys we talked about coming into this game, but you know, the game can get emotional, and you have to find a way to separate yourself from those moments. After he and Ten Eyck went to the ground, it was fair game. It was done. And once you go and take even a little clip at a defenseless player on the ground, it always results.
Both keepers getting blue minutes, too. Both keepers looking at the game here, just watching the referees. Look like both keepers are getting 2 minutes as well. So they need to send.
Somebody's going to serve the penalty.
They're going to have someone serve the penalty for both the keepers. It's
going to have to be a rookie, a Lima, or a third-line guy. You put Felty. Oh, yeah, there you go. We'll let our keeper serve it for our keeper. There's an interesting one.
I don't know if they're going to allow that because he's got to be able to come back out on the field.
Well, only now he can't come out until a stoppage. Johnny Freedom in the PA just said, Aaron Parrott's going to serve the penalty for Stephen Hammerski. Like you said, I don't know that that's legal, but usually you don't do it because you want the player to be able to return in the flow of play. Because the team doesn't play short for the or do they for the goalkeeper penalty? I think it should
be 4v4. Should be 4v4.
And then the wings will enter a player from the bench, and this player stays.
Actually, I think I misspoke there because it should be 5v4 for Wichita.
And then it was 2 more penalties, so we should have 4v3.
It should be 4v3, yeah.
4v3 to Wichita.
Yeah, 4v3. Which it should be a goal. There's a lot of space on the field now.
I was in Tampa at the league offices last week. Hung out with a friend and MASL commissioner. Obviously, everybody knows Chris Economides, but Andrew Ross, the deputy commissioner. Andrew, I'm sure you're watching. You probably got multiple TVs going for indoor soccer right now. Hope you're having a great evening there in Tampa. But he took me to an NHL game that was the Tampa Bay Lightning. Now they're 2 back-to-back years, 2-time back-to-back, maybe more than that, but back-to-back anyway. So they're telling Parrott he cannot serve this, and Lima will go into the box, is what you're seeing, folks. But they went to overtime, and the atmosphere was amazing. But beyond that, the game of hockey went to overtime, and they came 3v3 right in overtime. And I was expecting 5v5. How long are these 5 minutes? 5 minutes, and then a shootout. And they came with 3v3, and it was exciting. And I'm just relating that to this 4v3 that soccer fans are getting ready to enjoy right now. Such an exciting, the 3v3, the 4v3s, very, very interesting moments in indoor soccer.
This is fun because there's a lot of space now on the field, and the ball will move. If they move the ball quickly, they'll be able to generate a very, very nice goal-scoring opportunity.
Unsportsmanlike conduct after the foul. So we'll have 2 2-minute penalties for Amarillo, 1 2-minute penalty for Wichita. We'll play 4-on-3 for the next 2 minutes.
Well, here's the thing for Wichita. I talked about opening this game up. There's 1 minute and 53 seconds left in the half. They're up a player. And even so, they get this opportunity here, and then once they score, they go to the even strength with still one of the better players for Amarillo in the penalty box at 4v4. So it'd be interesting. I'm not sure which one of those penalties expires first. I'm assuming Vargas because his was the boarding penalty.
Well, I think they're the same. They'll all be the same because the time is starting the same for all of them.
So
But
they just pick one, or how that works right now, how you select which ones.
Yeah, what I'm surprised is that Vargas didn't get more than just a 2-minute penalty.
Yeah.
He should have gotten maybe a 5-minute misconduct as well. But he didn't, so this is where we're at. All right.
Colin Lauder, Wichita on the power play now, 4v3.
Kevin Tenike, yep.
Benji, Tenike, back to Benji. A lot of space to look for shots in there. They're looking down low, but the way that Kevin Tenike and Benji are shooting the ball right now, you may fancy that. Fredo Chavez just dumps this deep. Monreal collects. Benji plays back to Lauder. 1 minute and 10 seconds left in the power play.
Play it to him. There you go.
Down low, Wichita missing that runner on the second post, so they have to recycle. Play it there again. They really need to find this once they find that corner. This fourth player, Lauder, needs to duck into that second post, and Wichita just missing that last run.
Or like Henry just did there, he's got to rotate back and forth and down in the box there. Okay, I think right here, this ball goes first time ball to Tenike. See, that ball's got to be first time.
30 seconds left in the second.
Yeah, it needed to be a little bit quicker, but this is dangerous now as Gabe Williams out in a 1v1, takes it off Lauder, puts it across, and Hammerski has to make a shorthanded save. 15 seconds left in the half. Still up a player. Wichita looking for one more chance to see if they can take a 5-goal lead in this half. They find the second post. There's Lauder, bounced off, saved. Tenike
with the hat trick.
With the hat trick in the first half with 4.9 seconds left. In the first half, Wichita takes advantage. 12 seconds left on the penalty that will carry over into the second half. But with less than 5 seconds, Kevin Tenike in the first half has completed the hat trick. And as, again, we say it time and time again here, Fredo Chavez getting called into a lot of action. Lauder puts that ball off the post, hits the back of Chavez. He's not sure if it's in the goal or what, but Tenike making that second post run from the backside. Johnny on the spot, and he's had 2 amazing ones. You'll remember the hat trick, but Kevin Tenike has earned the trash goal on the back post for sure, if anybody has at this point, and there's the hat trick for Wichita Wings captain.
Well, he did well to follow the play up. A lot of guys probably would have given up on the play thinking that it's already gone in the goal. He did well to get himself into that position and get his third goal.
Ooh, dangerous one there. Again, Amarillo responding right off the kickoff. Luca Lima hits a bending ball with his left foot from just inside midfield, and Taylor Henry takes a block. Wichita gets out of that half 7-2, and it looked like for a moment that we were going to have a 4-2 or 5-2 game at half, and Wichita really opened it up in the last 5 minutes of the half there.
Yeah, they did, and I think what's taking a toll on Amarillo is Wichita's ball movement and possession has been good, and it's disorganized Amarillo quite a bit because they've been very disorganized on their defensive setup quite a bit. So it was good half from Wichita. All right, to go into this halftime 7-2, and that's a big goal at the end of the quarter. A really big goal to send them into the halftime 7-2 up.
Well, that'll be it here in Wichita. We're going to take a break. We're going to send you to the commercials in our halftime show. If anybody is wondering, about the history of Wichita, there's some great trivia questions on our halftime show. Also, 4-minute segment on the memory of Chico Borja. So if anybody's interested in learning a little bit more about passion for the game and intentions as a player and the right approach to have even post-playing days, have a watch at this at halftime. Enjoy yourself, and we'll be back in 14 minutes from Wichita.
Sorry, Chico. Sorry, Chico. Come on, come on, come on. I know. I'm sorry.
Hey, welcome to Family Mitsubishi. My name's Elmer. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I know you're here to upgrade your car.
Yeah.
So I just need the keys and...
Chico, it's okay. We talked about this. It's Family Mitsubishi. We're in good hands.
Hey, Chico, just don't worry about it, man. We're family here. We're gonna take good care of you. Just give me the keys and I will show you that brand new car. All we need now is your signature.
Wait, Chico, you know what? This time, you can drive.
I believe when I was growing up that I was not the fastest, I was not the biggest, I was not the best dribbler, I was not the best shooter, I was not the best whatever. I believed that I was not the best, but I believed that I was a smart player. The indoor game was for me, man. I mean, I was like, okay, I can do this. You know, I love playing it off the boards. I love banging into the boards. I love the physical part of it and the excitement of it. And I remember scoring a few goals. My thing was somehow I needed to get to those boards. I needed to bang on those things and I needed to celebrate. And it was perhaps my last goal that I would ever score. And it was like that every time. And it was, you know, that was me. To me, that goal, that particular time, it was just a highlight that I needed to express for something to come out of me. And yeah, if it's flamboyancy, absolutely, if that's what they call it, but I call it just clear excitement for the fact that that's what you get paid for.
Winning goal is overtime, and this is what it's all about. God, man, I'm excited. This is beautiful.
Chico Borja, born in Ecuador, raised in New Jersey, American collegiate star, member of the U.S. national team.
Absolutely not. I play hard. I played as hard as I could every single game. I don't remember having a bad game, and I don't think that's saying that I'm egomaniac or whatever. I never did. I play hard. I score goals. After the game, it took me a long time to recuperate from those highs that I took myself into. To realize that we had an amazing product that was community based, to see what the product was and to see how amazing it was, how you come in Wichita, are you ready? And it just went crazy, and the people see us playing the games and hoping, and there's another season that we lost in the playoffs, and man, we get behind them again and again and again and again until it was over. But while he was there, man, it was fun. It was awesome.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on problems that actually matter.
Hey, Dave.
Like giving Jeff his ladder back before he takes it back. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Check the reviews. The people have spoken. Epic Heating and Cooling is the call to make. Make sure your home is safe and efficient with our $79.95 furnace tune-up special. Year-end savings on complete systems. Epic service, not epic prices. Epic Heating and Cooling.
American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning is built to a higher standard, so you can focus on problems that actually matter, like figuring out which remote turns the TV on. American Standard Heating and Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Check the reviews. The people have spoken. Epic Heating and Cooling is the call to make. Make sure your home is safe and efficient with our $79.95 furnace tune-up special. Year-end savings on complete systems. Epic service, not epic prices. Epic Heating and Cooling.
Our community, it means everything to us. We live here and we play here. We are the Orange Army. Since 1979, our family is your family. We play for you. The history, it runs deep. And our future, it's bright. This season may be a little different than the past. But we're still your Wichita Wings. And you're still the greatest indoor soccer fans in the world. Welcome back to Hartman Arena in Park City. Coming to the end of the half here. Both teams take the field and started a warm-up. We ended with just a little bit of fireworks there, so those of you that waited the 13, 14 minutes through our commercials, we hope you're on the edge of your seat expecting some controversy and action here in the second half potentially. But the Wichita Wings up 7-2, got that late goal. We're still short. Nobody's short, but the team as a whole is short. It's 4-4. Nobody's short-handed, I should say. 4-on-4 for the next second or two. Now both penalties expire. In comes Christian Lima. In comes Abel. Both teams full strength. Back to 5v5, and we're underway. Again, 7-2 Wichita starting the third quarter. The Wichita Wings just looking to keep the intensity up here. And hopefully these two teams, you know, we saw them walking out together. Most of the players were in good spirits. Nobody significantly injured off that. And you just want to squash all that nonsense right where it was and move on and play some quality soccer here. We don't need to have any more fireworks like that in the second half.
No. And halftime came at the right time. The break in action came at the right time to kind of diffuse all the fireworks and everything.
Well, so we come back and, you know, we talked about the goalkeepers getting called into action in this game being a fast-paced game of arena soccer. 12 shots from Amarillo in the first half. Hammerski made 5 of those saves. There was some deflection. Wichita took blocks. You saw Taylor Henry take that block 13 shots. Taylor Henry took a block there late. but ultimately the story of the game is Wichita's time of possession and shots. They had 20 shots in the first half. There's Alfonso Lopez. That's going to draw a 2-minute penalty. Right after Alfonso picks up a 2-minute penalty there on a tackle from behind right as the half starts again, and Wichita going back on a power play, but 10 saves in the first half. Wichita scores 7. 10 saves. Keepers might make 10 saves in a game. Fredo Chavez required to make 10 in the first half. Wichita put 7 of the 10 that he didn't save in the back of the net. 3 off target. We saw Benji and Roger Downing both hit balls over the top. Christian Lima as well. Other than that, Wichita been very dangerous, and now you give them an opportunity to extend this lead. 14 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third quarter. This is Benji, Kevin Tenike, Jared Robbins, Colin Lauder, and Taylor Henry, and we saw them with an amazing goal off a set piece earlier, just working the ball around a bit.
They made the adjustment well. They're bringing the target player up into the center of the higher up the in between the box that they're playing.
And so once that happens, for folks that aren't as familiar with the indoor game as you and I, and when we say a box, that means they're defending in a box shape or a square shape for Amarillo, folks. And that leaves space on top of the box and also in the middle of the box. So Wichita's made that adjustment. If Amarillo doesn't adjust and Wichita keeps finding the middle and penetrating with that deeper ball in, it's forcing Fredo Chavez into action. What Amarillo may have to do is switch to a diamond. And when that happens, then the space is on the edge, not in the middle.
Right.
So we're always watching those things on the power play, is are they defending in a box or are they defending in a diamond formation with the 4 defensive penalty kill players.
Right, and if Amarillo does switch, then we'll see what kind of what the wings will do to adjust.
One of those adjustments that you can have is right now you see Benji up top on the ball and Tenike wide. A lot of times teams, what a strike from Benji. Tucks that thing away, assist to Kevin Tenike. Benji at the top of the box. Top of the goal box and the top of the defensive penalty kill box with too much time to just nonchalantly pick out the corner, and class goal from Benji. Finds the stat sheet tonight, and over there on the stands, Benji having a great old time in his return to Wichita.
What a finish. What a finish. I mean, cool like the other side of the pillow right there. Great.
So we talked about that space. By bringing the diamond, Amarillo ultimately would have fronted Benji and applied pressure and turned him into a passer.
Right.
The adjustment offensively would have been, would the offensive team, in this case Wichita, have brought 2 players to possess the ball to the top and create that 2v1 against their top of the diamond, ultimately looking for the shot anyway.
Correct.
And really the advantages to the offense, you keep changing. When the defense changes to you, you change again, and you just constantly make them switch in the flow of play. And the best defensive units will be able to do that. 3v2 for Wichita. Dowd lays it off to
back post.
Fonzie across, and he smacks it back post. Downing probably should have done better with that, but a great build-up from Wichita.
That's a foul.
And it is a foul. Jersey torn off and brought down Daniel Sack.
Okay. It looked like the referees are letting things go, and it's not going to turn out pretty.
Jaime Carrillo gets away with that in a 6-goal game. That's not going to be a good result of what's going to be let go and what's not. Eventually, Amarillo's going to be frustrated from Wichita, and if the Wings continue to play hard at this point and draw contact, the Wings are going to be insulted by the foul. It's just just get this thing under control. Wichita really needs to have a little bit of class here. When you're seeing jerseys get pulled down, you've seen some punches thrown. Can we? Can you walk away from some of that, and can you take the air out of the ball, possess the ball? These moments, just relax, right?
Right. Plus, you're 8-2 up. You're 8-2 up. You don't need to give them anything that's going to get them momentum and give them any hope to even get back in the game.
Yeah, so just control the tempo a little bit, slow down. You like to say, keep their defense on the field. Dispossessed, Abel plays it forward. That's 23, Luca Lima. Good tackle. Sequence of tackles from Kieran Laking, and Dowd comes back and cleans up the rest. Still on the ball, Ethan Dowd. Felty comes running through. He's brought down. kind of an inadvertent bang-bang play there as well, where Amarillo's looking to play the ball.
And that one was mild and tame compared to the other two that they let go.
These are two semifinalists. Amarillo lost to Cleveland in the semifinal of the playoffs, and then, of course, Wichita losing in the final to Cleveland Crunch. But both Final Four teams from last year, quick turnarounds, have a lot of expectations for their club and what they want to do going forward this year. So early in the season, guys ready to play, flying around, and a little emotional, right?
Yeah.
Good bit of skill there from J.G. Oteezy, but doesn't get the shot off. Christian Lima never gives up on the play, comes back, challenges enough for Hammerski to collect, and Wichita with good interchange, looking to find the target, and this is why they're able to really run the score right now, is they're really finding that space in behind, target players showing, players running out of the mid, and just a lot of transition opportunities with numbers.
For sure. And because Amarillo is they're disorganized, and if they can continue to interchange like they're doing, they're going to continually find that open player in the midfield space. Wichita could probably sit back a little right now. They're up 8-2, right? Just sit back in and pick up any loose balls, because Amarillo's, they don't have the ability to beat them, too much off the dribble.
Downing looking for a call there. I think it was a good no call. You always think you're fouled when it's from behind and you can't see it, but from our vantage point, feet got tangled up a little bit. Wasn't much interference, and Goulbourne put it over anyway. But
I just think there's some of these calls are game control calls that they need to make, because it could get out of hand if they start letting them go.
Even if it's not a call, if it's just we let that go. However, come here.
Exactly.
And both teams concede it. They understood it. We didn't call it because of this, but now Benji gets through. A little bit of skill. Benji again. Another goal from Benji, and Benji's excited. Great to see the kid getting to play a little bit.
Yeah, that's good. I know it's good for him, too. Good for him.
He's been training hard. He's in Kansas City right now, also training with the Comets there, and he's been in preseason and just grinding, trying to get cleared and going through all of those the mental rigors of putting in the work but not getting to have fun on game day, and definitely came out and shown out here tonight.
He's a good player, and good players show up to play.
Hey, Johnny, section 112.
Now the Winks can shoot.
Oh, this is trouble.
Fine. Good.
Robbins. Tenike to Robbins. Tenike on 2 assists now, and the California kid tucks that away. Couple goals for Jared. Again, winning the ball in transition. Wichita quick to get numbers forward, find that deep player, and you're right, Amarillo's just reeling. They're down significantly on the scoreboard, frustrated, and trying to figure out how to get organized.
Yeah, they're just running around right now trying to get whatever they can on the ball, and it's very disorganized. And Wichita's doing a good job of it, exploiting that disorganization.
This is one of the more dangerous teams in the MASL 2 right now, the Amarillo Bombers. Historically, they've got some young players, they've got some rookies. Obviously, we're missing the league MVP, Vitor Petriani, but this just goes to show sport and how dangerous sport can be, right? And you get down, it's psychological, you start to push numbers forward, and then here you see it again, errant touch from Roger Downing, but you make those mistakes, and then you try to overcompensate. Now you're chasing the game, and this game's wide open for Wichita right now.
Yeah.
Julio Vargas brings that down against Kevin Tenike in the near corner. Dowd looks to double. Tenike wins it off of him.
Wichita just got finished going on a 3v2 break. They're going to see a lot more of those as this game goes on.
Yeah, that's very dangerous right now, and Amarillo lucky that didn't turn into a good opportunity or 11 even, because Downing just was already seeing the run before he took a touch.
Yeah, better touch from Roger in that moment would have created a better chance for us.
Hey, Chico. What are you doing up there, Chico?
Good work rate, no quit right now from Amarillo, even with all that going on. Captain and veteran Abel Olivas fighting against Ethan Dowd against the boards, comes out of a 1v2 and smashes that thing near post on Stephen Hammerski to try to pull his team out of the funk. 10-3 Wichita, 8 minutes and 23 seconds left.
Hammerski got caught cheating a little bit in that moment too. You know, he gave up that near post when he's got to stay big in that moment instead of cheating.
Amarillo player was getting ready to play it with the left foot. He had opened his hips. I mean, I understand a keeper anticipating that he's going to go across goal with that. But you're saying, hey, your responsibility is to stay near post.
Near post, right. If he's got to beat you, make him beat you with a heck of a shot to the back post.
Well, it is an exciting game in Wichita with still 8 minutes left in the third quarter plus 15 minutes of the fourth. We've already seen 13 goals and could have been many more. Great night to be back in indoor soccer action in the winter nights. If you're down the road, our Kansas City friends call them hot winter nights, right?
Yeah.
I always love that. And look to just something about St. Louis, Kansas City, Wichita, Milwaukee, and these Midwestern Central.
That should be a 2-minute penalty.
That's going to start a problem there.
Yeah.
As Hammerstein hit the ball and it's hit the player in the back when he was on the ground. But again, there's just a little bit different feeling than there was in the summer. I'll say it again, Milwaukee, Kansas City, St. Louis, Wichita, a lot of indoor soccer history over the years in those communities.
Yes.
Generational soccer fans and arena soccer fans, just like you and I for that matter. And, man, it's exciting to be back out here, and whether it's 10-3 or whatever, even the players can sense it.
Absolutely. It's exciting. It's exciting, you know, and that's what the indoor game brings, is a high level of excitement. Because, you know, even if it's not a high-scoring game, there's a lot of chances that are created. And it's physical. You have the physicality of the game. So it has all the elements of a sport that the American people tend to like. And while we have a little break in the action, we want to wish Marilyn Kay, give her some well wishes. I know things aren't going well. She's not feeling well. So Marilyn Kay, let's give her some well wishes. Shout out to her.
Long-time Wings fan.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the support. We hope you're watching the game and not feeling well, but find peace and happiness around the holidays and the comfort of friends and family, and, of course, the Wichita Wings and Wings family members.
Absolutely.
So we appreciate your support and surely happy to offer support back from us to you.
Kevin's pretty vocal down in that huddle, so his leadership shining through tonight, both on the field and off the field.
Yeah, massively important to this organization and the game of soccer in Wichita, really, but the rebirth of the Wichita Wings, the rebirth of indoor soccer in Wichita, and the opportunity as you look around and see, I don't know, a couple thousand people in here probably.
Yeah.
I'm guessing, I don't know, it's got to be just over 2,000. We haven't had the official attendance turned in, but knowing that the place is about, 5,500 or whatever it seats. There's a lot of people walking at concessions and down here, but the middle of the arenas and the side here where the camera doesn't show is there is a pretty good contingency of fans here in front, as always in Wichita, but drawing a couple thousand coming back on our first winter game. Some people still not comfortable from return from COVID. This is exciting. What a save from Hammerski. The next one, not so lucky. And frustration there from Stephen Hammerski. Good first save. Difficult on the second. Penalties obviously going to be expired there.
Stephen's got to keep his head a little bit more. I mean, he got involved in that altercation, and then we got earlier on the 2-minute penalty, he got away with one where he kicked the ball off the guy's back.
Yeah, this was the restart from that.
Yeah,
they had the officials timeout and comes right back off of that and, still frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah,
makes a good save, but really a guy that we lean on to be a leader on this team, which means we really need him to stay level-headed and composed. And even sometimes when you're frustrated about a mark, you take ownership, and you do this as a coach, as a player, as a leader. You take ownership even when it's not your fault, and it goes a long way to the chemistry and continuity of the team.
100%.
They have to want to hear you. The players, the coach, they have to be ready to hear you when it matters.
Right, and they have to believe that you're going to take ownership of situations when put your hand up and say, you know what, that one's on me. That goes a long ways to building the culture of the team that you want too.
Sure. And on the other end of that is he made a difficult save from a poorly set wall from a bad angle. Shouldn't have got through. Still makes the save. Nobody's killing a run right in front of goal, and the guy gets a rebound. And he's guys. I understand the frustration.
Right.
One thing I always knew is players know. Oh, can he hit that?
Oh yeah.
The first time, no. Could it be a second touch bike? But he lays it back, and Downing anticipating, but it's got to be a shot.
Here we go. They go quick. They can get on an odd man rush. That's a good sub, though. That's a good change.
Downing's going to get off here in possession as well as Kieran Laking sends on the ball long enough to get Colin Lauder, Roger Downing off. Felty in, and he's made a run deep into the corner. Can he hold that ball? This is where the rookie don't have to force it too much. He does, and really creates a chance, but it was maybe just a little bit too much coming off that change.
That's indoor. That was an indoor soccer play right there. That ball could have gone about anywhere.
Benji to sack. Wichita patient on the ball, and this is what you want to see a little bit. You don't want the fans to stop being interested. No. You still want to keep trying to score, keep entertaining, but this was what's going to control the game at this point.
Right, and this is what they got to do. Play and move. Get runs up, play it in, get runs off the ball, and there's a good indoor play right there.
Goldborn.
Wichita, if they can keep their pressure up, they'll win some balls a little higher up the field. Good block. Now that's where you want to keep it. Now you keep it. There you go. Now you get your subs. There you go. That's what the game's about. That's where the game's going to be won.
Great soccer. You're right. Exactly how it needed to be played. Dowd, can he get the second one? Oh, he's turned back to the left again and unlucky. We wanted to see him have that one on his right off the bounce, but probably better to get controlled. And can Ten Eyck stop Vargas again? Ten Eyck's been amazing on Vargas. We've seen him frustrate him. We've seen one of the best first team all MASL MVP last season, Kevin Ten Eyck, as a defender, dealing with Vargas. That's potentially going to be a blue card as Dowd reaches in on Abel.
He thought about it. It looked like he put his hand in his pocket, but he changed his mind. So
Vargas, one of the most dangerous goal scorers in 1v1 players in the MASL too, no doubt about it. Frustrated by Kevin Ten Eyck. Hasn't been bad, but Ten Eyck has just really owned this game. 3 goals, 2 assists, multiple blocks, and eliminated one of the top players for the other team. It's really, is like you said, in the huddle has been vocal. We're not going to crown the player of the game yet, but he's been that important to this team in every aspect.
Absolutely, and you got to remember he's the one who got us started in this game with a heck of a goal, and he's continued to lead the way on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, important to come out and what a play! Olivas, Hammerski looking for the ball. Well blocked from Dowd. Decent little heel flick, confused everybody.
Yeah, confused his own players too, I think.
And that's going to be a ball over the top. Benji's going to get to this. Downing. He lays it back to Benji. Unbelievable. Benji, when he's fighting, under pressure, almost looks like a wide receiver versus a cornerback in the NFL as they're battling for a ball in the air. He finds a way to win those battles. You're pressing for 140 pounds, right?
He does a good job of getting his body into good positions, right? He uses his body very well.
Here's dangerous if they go the other way with him right now. He's wide open looking to transition again.
That's smart. Everybody want to get their subs again.
There comes Kevin Tenike, bring the second defender off on the opposite side. Wichita cleanly into possession. That's Peter Espinoza on the ball. Plays it deep into the corner to rookie Branson Felty. Felty soul rolling the ball, recycles back to Tenike, back to Hammerski. The ball that went into the offensive half and came back. Sack. Errant pass, but does well to win it back. Now a 3v2 if Felty can get this ball down, and he does. Good hold-up play there from Felty, dealing with a very difficult bouncing ball.
Good
ball in behind.
Oof.
Good look from Fonzie.
That was almost a good find. It created this situation right here. Free kick at the top of the box.
Yeah, it did. Bad mistake, too, on Rich Herrera on the clearance there.
Yeah.
Instead of controlling that thing. If you're not familiar with the indoor soccer rules and you're viewing, if you put the ball out in your defensive third south of the yellow line, straight out of play and it doesn't touch anything, it's a free kick at the top of the box. That's Kevin Tenike to Roger Downing. Downing misses. Tenike's going to come back and have to challenge Goldborn. Goldborn on the run. Can Tenike catch him? He doesn't, but just enough pressure to force Goldborn into a decision to shoot, and it's over again.
Good defensive pressure, though, and there was actually two of the Wings players there to put their player under pressure.
Got the Christmas music going here tonight. Hearing some of that out of the opposite ear hole we have. A great job from our DJ here in house, Keenan. There's Robbins again, laid back from Laking, and Dowd on the volley. Unintentional handball on a block. Sack, he's just been on the ground a whole lot. What a touch from Fonzie. Can't really get it down. That's a bit of a late challenge, and they may go into the pocket on that one.
Yeah, again, it looked like they thought about it. That was I think Fonzie's a little lucky.
And outdoor, we would say he had his studs up.
Yeah.
Foot was up.
Yeah.
He came in and tried to take a block. Wasn't ugly from an intentional standpoint, knowing Fonzie, knowing that it was a 50-50 ball, but the foot was turned up, player kicking into the foot.
Yeah.
So that's
he's a little fortunate
stinger
there that he didn't get a 2-minute penalty on that one.
It's Wichita Wings trainer Serena Little on the field, evaluating Abel Olivas, captain, assistant for Amarillo, and he's going to be all right. Walk off here, fortunately. Great guy, has a lot of family that travels from Amarillo to watch him, wife, sometimes the kids. Always good folks to be around from my experience with them. And, after 3 years, hosting a couple playoff games against them, having them here, when we hosted the final, Wichita was one of the only places open with an arena at that point. Last year, Wichita was awarded the host. They came and played Cleveland, but still just building relationships and getting to know Dr. Parker, getting to know this staff, Chad Webb, the coach. Look, it's a rivalry on the field, no doubt about it. Looking to sign similar players, looking to sign the same players, but off the field, great relationship, great people, and it's Abel Olivas is one of those guys that leads the charge to doing things right for them. So
that's good.
Good culture. And there's Vargas again on the side. He's 1v1 with Lima. Vargas wins that battle, takes a shot, and just misses wide.
He shouldn't come out of this. They shouldn't have come out of that.
Luca Lima wins from Downing. Yeah, we really didn't need to let him out of that. Vargas lays it across. Amarillo looking to possess the ball. Deflection from Downing off a shot from Vargas.
30 seconds left.
Wichita's got to be smart here. They got to be smart here. Don't want to give up a goal. Right here.
There's an opportunity for Felty. That ball almost got in behind. Medrano with the touch back to Chavez. Now that's Herrera. Are they going to have 4 seconds left? Can Amarillo get one more chance? Put a ball in. Hammerski cleans that up just after the buzzer there. And Wichita extends their lead. 1 goal, 7-2 at half, now 10-4. But Amarillo, Wichita came out, took that 2-minute penalty, went up on a power play right off and made them pay. And then Amarillo fought right back, scored a goal. And since, it's been a pretty level game, but Wichita out in transition,
Right.
LeBaron. You've said that the game's open. There's a lot of 3v2s. It's not going to get any better at this point. You don't want to pack it in defensively. If you're Amarillo, you have to score goals.
Right, and it's going to open the game up even more because they know they need to score goals, and so they're going to most likely commit numbers forward, which is going to open up space in behind, and you should see more 3v2s, maybe even some 2v1s, depending on how open and stretched Amarillo decide to get.
Well, we'll take a short break here, LeBaron and I, for the next 2 minutes, and we'll leave the ambient mic on so that they can listen to the crowd, but we'll just take a 2-minute break here from a broadcast standpoint and be right back with you.
Get those balloons ready, crazy coons. Balloon pop.
Get the green guy too. Yeah. Hit that.
And we're back. That was Crazy Coob, is known in Wichita, with the balloon pop between the third and fourth quarter. He also sang the national anthem and had some pipes on him, LeBaron. Did you?
He did. I noticed that.
Pretty country, but he's amazing with the national anthem, and it's hard to go to anybody else after that.
It was a great rendition.
Does the balloon pop. Had about 200 balloons there around the venue getting popped, and sounded like fireworks, but good engagement from the fans, and always a good time to see fans taking charge. Crazy George.
Crazy George. I was going to say Crazy George was one of the ones who brought this into play here. Great little nostalgia there with the balloon pop.
10-4 Wichita here, 14.5 left in the match. Able to leave us on the ball. Amarillo trying to slow down and make something out of this. It is the game of indoor soccer, so anything can happen. 6-goal difference, but plenty of time on the clock. If Amarillo, can capture that next goal, get this thing down to 5, then can it be 4? But it just starts with calming down, getting some good looks, and showing composure.
Which right there was a good look, but the composure wasn't there. That was a good look into the top of the box there.
As patient as we've seen Amarillo this evening. Just not technical on the shot there from Peter Espinoza on the ball. Alex Perez check in the middle. Kevin Tenike now, he looks down the line. Good clear out from Wichita to find Roger Downing as a target, and that swung to Fonzie. Alfonso Lopez on the ball, looks over to Perez, and now Wichita going to keep Amarillo defending for just a little bit.
Yeah, this is good. If they keep the ball moving, they got to keep the ball moving, though, to keep Amarillo moving.
So first mistake we've seen from Kevin all night. You want Amarillo to keep moving, not changing. If they decide to make this change in possession, then we're going to find that number advantage.
Absolutely, absolutely.
As a team, you're thinking that. We're looking for okay, in possession, can we find the second post tap? And if not, can we disorganize you and tire you out long enough to either take a chance stabbing or to sub?
And then there we go. Looking to get our changes in.
Not a bad idea from Fonzie, but Alex Perez had a different idea. Tenike, good step. Why not, right? Why not if you're Kevin right now?
The night that he's having, there's nothing wrong with that.
3 goals and 2 assists, and one of them from the parking lot. Ball down low. Jaime Carrillo turns Colin Lauder. Dangerous ball off the boards and rolls across the front of the net, and Hammerski. Shot then wide by Lima. Carrillo dispossessed by Felty. Felty supplies some composure there for Wichita. Sack brings it out of the back.
This is good from Wichita managing the game. They're 10-4 up, and they're managing the game well right now. I mean, I know as fans you want to see, keep them driving to goal, going to goal with chances on goal. But there you go.
Felty again.
There you go.
The rookie with his second goal of the night. Ball played in deep from Kieran Laking, and Wichita just had him stretched, and Felty's won that 1v1 battle down there almost every opportunity that he's got. In fact, in the second quarter, facing the same way. This one he comes near post, the other one far post, but they're both really good looks. He just seems to turn with a different intensity level than the defender's ready to cover at. And for you soccer fans out there, young players looking to learn the game, look, you only need the width of the ball to shoot.
That's it.
He doesn't have to wait for the perfect look. He's shooting out of 12 to 20 inches right now, and it's very dangerous. Well done, Branson Felty.
And he's got a quick release, too, which helps him in those moments in that situation.
Branson Felty, one of the guys that the organization, talking to Coach Downing, Kevin Tenike, guys like this, that veteran players and also coaching staff is excited about the future. And when you talk about Taylor Henry and David Lucio and Kieran Laking and Stephen Hammerski and the future of those guys that are mid-20s, like that, mid to late 20s, they got a decade of indoor in them, right, at 22, 23, 24, 25. And, just looking at the future, well, he's one of those guys they always talk about. Benji tried his luck. He wanted to get that ball in the air. He had caught Fredo Chavez up around the yellow line, just hits it low. Jaime Carrillo, mistaken Wichita on the back, assisted by Conrad Goldborn. But Stephen Hammerski dealing with this one a lot better, although run wasn't tracked.
Right.
2 mistakes defensively playing the ball, and they could have killed that run. Wichita. But
Taylor's got to be stronger in that moment. He's got to be a little bit stronger in that moment and be aware of that run coming into the box. But I also think, Stephen probably could have controlled his box a little bit better in that moment as well, too.
Well, look, 16 goals and 11 minutes left. If you came for some action, you got Christmas music playing in the arena. The Wichita Wings are back in action in the winter, and you've seen your team put up 11 goals. Bombers fans, 5 and not quitting, down by 6 and 7 goals. Lot to look forward to here for the rest of this match, but also for the season.
And we're not done scoring goals. There's going to be more goals in this game.
And here's a transition now. Hammerski does well with that, but that was his one touch, and now getting pressed is Ethan Dowd.
I think he might get another touch because it's originated on the offensive half.
So even if he lays that off?
Yeah. because it didn't come from, the pass didn't come from, what do we got going on here? 2-minute penalty on.
It's a 2-minute penalty. It looks like it's going to be against Ethan Dowd. Roger Downing turned and gave his referee please gesture. Wichita is going to have to kill a power play here. This is going to be Taylor Henry, captained in the back by Sack and Kevin Tenike. Peter Espinoza and Taylor Henry at the top, and Wichita you will see switch depending on they will set up in a box and adjust based on what Amarillo decides to do.
And Amarillo
There's a good chance this will look a little bit more like a diamond with the pressure that Taylor Henry and Peter Espinoza are applying to deny the shot up top. And this look right here. Oh, this is trouble. He missed him. Dude, Peter's got some wheels, and he was getting out in transition. Taylor able to clip that ball in, and look, Taylor and Peter was going to get a look.
This is Amarillo not being patient enough.
Vargas dispossesses Henry. This needs to just be run out here by Espinoza. That's fine, but Henry needed to clip that ball all the way down to Chavez, and instead he gets dispossessed by Julio Vargas, and it calls Hammer into action for one of his better saves of the day from Stephen Hammerski. Well played from Vargas. Henry cheating just a little bit, trying to get forward. And Vargas and Henry getting into it just a little bit. Taylor grew up in Wichita, played at Wichita South High School, Newman University. Ooh.
Lost off the post.
Nice strike there. Hits the upright.
30 seconds left in the Wings penalty.
And Henry's just may draw a foul here. Doesn't. Needs to pop back up and be ready to play. That ball into Goulburn and cleared out by Peter Espinoza. 15 seconds left in the Amarillo power play. Can Wichita kill this off? Chavez comes forward. He looks to have a go. He does. Blocked away by Goulburn. Saved by Hammerski. Smacked by Vargas across goal. And Wichita is going to kill this penalty. Can Ethan Dowd get in before the numbers change? Oh, and they score late at even strength. A deflection there off Peter Espinoza, but that shift got awfully long for Wichita.
Yeah, it did.
And Hammerski made all the saves. The guys took all the blocks. They hit the bar a couple times.
Yeah, that was they forced our power play D to work a little bit. We got a couple guys, especially in that important role at the top and the point. They got exhausted and they weren't able to generate the pressure they needed to out on the ball.
Yeah, Amarillo was calm. And although Wichita had a few moments that they could get out, cheated a little bit, maybe spent a little bit too much energy on those moments, there was a time where Taylor and Peter both were right around the Wings bench, and maybe that's an opportunity to get one of those guys off, bring in some legs. So that's a learning moment and a moment where Wichita can look back at that and go, hey, we had what we wanted. We were down to 30 seconds. Two opportunities at least to run one of those top players in the penalty kill off. And we didn't get it done. So maybe that's a moment that Coach Downing and the staff can look back at and fix that. They had a chance to impact it there, all the guys on the bench. This is when we saw Vargas and Henry mixed up.
That was never going to be a good chance on goal. The way he was angled to hit that and then tried to hit it with the inside of his right foot, there was no chance on that one.
If you hit it, it's world class. Golazo.
Yeah, well.
Or our Kansas City friends, bombazo.
Yeah. Where Grandma, Nick Vasso keeps the cookies.
We're up there where Grandma keeps the cookies.
Oh, Nick Vassos, what a great guy.
Oh, what a great broadcast. What a great commentary. Eric and Nick are unbelievable there. They've been fantastic for years, and we'll give them kudos. We don't have any lofty expectations out doing that this evening.
No, not at all. Not at all.
We're just a couple of soccer junkies here talking football. Wichita Wings fans and, of course, Ontario Fury coach recently. We touched base on that briefly, but so the Tayus come into Wichita. They've played here a little bit, obviously, outdoor with FC Wichita through Abel Shadow Sabelli, who passed away as a member of the San Diego Sockers, but was a captain for FC Wichita Outdoor. That brought Uzi back, and then eventually Frank, and that went on for a few years, and they came back this summer to have the King and Uzi. Like I said, it's kind of weird to call Frank and Uzi the King and talk about them as soccer guys, because I have a close personal relationship with them as men, right? And just two guys, men of their word, and good guys. You coached those guys for a couple years, coached in Ontario. Your son DeBray has played at a high level. He's now with Tacoma. How's the experience been there over the last couple years, as a coach?
It was a great experience, working with those guys. Were very professional, and that's what really stood out to me, or stands out to me, is the level of professionalism that we worked with. They showed up to work every morning and made our jobs that a little bit easier because of the work rate that they put in and the professionalism that they showed.
It was great. I've dealing with the organization through that process and talking to them about what their lofty expectations are, and really growing the game in a sport that's kind of unknown over the years in that part of California. They've done an amazing job, and shows the commitment from the organization to continue to bring in talent like that and make sure that players are happy there, staff's happy there, and it's been fun to watch. So good luck to those guys.
They have a
season.
really good owner, Jeff Burham. Okay, he's top drawer. He's a top drawer owner. He has the community's interest at his heart, and trying to put a product on the field that the community can grow around and rally around.
This is Vargas and Sack getting after it. Vargas is going to step over Sack.
That's Vargas.
Vargas is fiery, man. He hadn't quit yet. Yeah. Hopefully we can keep this under control and just leave it where it's at. But zero quit in Julio Vargas. Goldborn now 1v1 with Benji. That's Abel Olivas, and he goes down and draws a 2-minute. He dove.
I don't know.
First of all, it was a bit of a dive, and drew it well, but wasn't a 2-minute. Certainly could have been construed as a foul, but there's no way you go to your pocket on that.
I don't think so, especially after some of the other things we've seen in this game. All right, that's a little bit of inconsistency for me there.
Tin Ike and Olivas, captains from both teams, disagreeing there. Olivas does have the little bit of knock earlier to his ankle where he went down and fought through that after Serena Little had to go onto the field to check him out. But now they're back up again. We just saw a goal from Luca Lima, very dangerous at the top, had 3 or 4 shots. One hit the upright, and then he drove that one right as the penalty expired. Now you've got Peter Espinoza, Daniel Sack, Taylor Henry again, and now the young legs of Ethan Dowd, which I'm sure are appreciated right now for the other players.
For sure. Let's see if the Wings can manage themselves a little bit better on this penalty kill.
Good pressure there from Dowd. Sack back out, goes down, takes a block. Daniel Sack typically leads Wichita in blocks, and you see why right there. Good positioning, willing to put himself on the line, and that's what we've come to expect. Now this is dangerous. Dowd runs off 1v1 with Benji. Benji's won the ball. He's going to apply pressure. Continues to press back, and he's going to stay in and defend this.
That was a great sub from the Wings. They subbed one out of the one door, and Benji came in on the furthest door down and put himself in a good position to get at the goal.
And if he gets a hold of that ball and gets free from the boards, it's a dangerous moment for a shorthanded opportunity for Wichita. Ooh. Great strike there. Off target. Vargas off target. Henry on a run out. Benji cheating forward. They're going to find Benji on the other side. Clipped into Benji. Benji takes the touch. It's going to be isolated 1v1. He still has the ball. Henry, and he almost found Taylor Henry. Wichita needs to track back. Benji applying pressure as Henry tucks in.
Good pressure.
Now Benji's going to jump off. Here comes Ethan Dowd on the defensive part. Good shift from Benji there through that power play.
That's good. That's good, smart play from Wichita right there. Right, get your players on that can get you what you need to get out of the game.
Vargas now running the point. Definitely need to front him on his right foot to deny the shot. Errant ball in. Bouncing around. Hammerski collects. Ethan's going to run off. Benji's going to run on. Diagonal run from Benji. Does the ball get over? It has. He's on the ball. Oh, and he's just mishit it. Unlucky, but Wichita looking very, very dangerous on the outlet passes from Steven Hammerski. Benji gets tangled up there. It didn't look like there was much in it, and I'm sure he's going to pop right up, maybe just a turf burn.
Yeah, he'll be okay.
But you're right. They're using the far door. They're running a player on. It's second. Ethan's off. Benji's coming on with the diagonal. Hammerski's reading the last defender, whether it's down the line or across. And you saw that one go diagonal, run Benji. Flat throw from Hammerski. Good save. Two saves from Steven. Bike and over the boards. Good opportunity there. Nice to see players putting themselves on the line as Gabe Williams goes airborne for the overhead kick to try to get the one to excite the crowd a little bit. But that tactical penalty kill and also being aggressive in the attack off of the penalty kill really killed about 60 seconds of that. There's Fonzie.
He's got to do better.
Can he get on the board for his first time? And he just hits it wide.
He's got to do better in that moment, right? That's a great layoff there by Jared.
Yeah, Fonzie has to at least call the keeper into action. Jared's turned. Oh, that's a penalty.
That's a penalty.
They let it go. Definitely a penalty. Robin's unhappy, but I should not say definitely. It is not a penalty. Referee didn't call it. Transition the other way as you would have it. And saved by Hammerski. Look, the old adage, you should have, you don't. They do.
Yep, exactly.
And that almost was the one right there.
Yep, that's how the game works. One missed chance on one side leads to a goal-scoring opportunity down at the other end. Yeah, I don't know about that. I felt like that probably should have been a 2-minute penalty and a penalty kick right there.
Robbins has been very dangerous with the hold-up play in the last couple minutes here.
He's been very good.
Had the defender on the left shoulder, turned him to the right shoulder, was going to the left foot and got brought down. It's a PK, and I think it maybe is even a shootout because it takes away. Because it's in the box, it goes to a penalty.
PK, right? Because it's in the box, it goes to a penalty.
But had it have been a foot or two out, you're probably saying a shootout.
Correct.
Referees Kevin Diemer and Brian Bauer saw something different. Also in the flow of the game with the score the way it is, maybe that impacted it, and they just weren't sure, so didn't call it kind of thing. There's Vargas again, Ten Eyck and Vargas, the ageless battle we're seeing there, and Hammerski gets kicked as he comes out, and he's not feeling well. So Hammerski got kicked. This is a kick to the head. Aaron Parrott's going to need to warm up here, and they need to take this serious. Even though he clearly wasn't knocked out, he kind of got up, rolled over
like he was woozy.
But he's woozy. This is going to be a goalkeeping substitution from Kyle Eno. Oh, no, he's not? Yeah, he's going to. I think you have to put him in the protocol and go through the process now. Now you're a keeper, and you've made that save, and the ball's a little bit bouncing around. I understand. Like we were talking about the embellishment earlier, but this was a kick to the head and Hammerski coming full force at the feet. It was incidental, but was a good knock, and Steven clearly has his wits, but bleeding from the mouth. It wasn't a kick to the head, it was to the face. So his lips bleeding, and that's where his frustration is right now. So Aaron Parrott not warmed up. The wing's number 2. He's wearing number 1. Comes into the match and right away makes a save. Collects. And Aaron Parrott called into action, handles business right away.
Yes.
Tough to come off the bench after, he hadn't warmed up since the pregame. Comes straight in and makes a save. 3v2 to Amarillo. Maybe called into action again here.
You know what? That's as a backup goalkeeper, that's your job. It's your job is to be ready to come in and get the job done when you're called on.
The wings just reeling just a little bit here, not organized, not getting guys behind the ball with a lack of composure coming out of the back, and they need to settle in.
Yeah. The wings look like they're just trying to see this game out.
Another save. Yeah, minute, 25 seconds left in the match. Amarillo pushing numbers forward. Tired legs on both sides. First game of the MASL 2 season here at Hartman Arena from Park City. Be interesting rematch with some of the sparks that flew in this match, and when Wichita goes down to Amarillo to play the Amarillo Bombers in the Amarillo Civic Center.
Yeah, that's gotta be a feisty affair. I feel.
Vargas again hits one across, cleared off the line by Kevin Tenike, just on time. Chavez puts one deep into the corner. Jared Robbins with the header.
30 seconds.
Jared Robbins knows how to kill off games. He's a target and indoor, center back outdoor by nature. From California, came in, went to McPherson. Oof.
Yeah, but you probably don't want the indoor game. You probably don't want to see Big Jared in the back, though.
No, you don't. You don't. But when you're killing a game off and he has to get behind the ball, he understands where to force players. He understands taking blocks.
Credit to him, though, to recognize he needed to be back in that scenario in that moment.
There's Downing over the top. Now this is Chavez. Chavez lays it at his feet. We're down to 12, 11, 10 seconds left in the match. Aaron Parrott collects. We're going to kill a few more of these seconds. Parrott's going to try to score. He goes for a punt. He sees the keeper off the line. Kevin Tenike says, Aaron, it would have been 3 lines, son. You have to throw the ball for it not to be. So
he forgot he was playing indoor.
The education from the captain, Kevin Tenike.
Yeah, he forgot he was playing indoor. He's going for the glory.
You go ahead and score if you can throw it in, have at it, right? Yeah. But you're not going to do a side volley from there. Great result tonight to open the season, coming back from a difficult loss against the Cleveland Crunch in the MASL 2 finals last year. Wichita versus Amarillo. You got to get in these league games. You got to get these home games. You got to go on the road and win some games. But to start in the win column, to start in this fashion, controlling the tempo, getting out of here without any injuries, off for a couple weeks, and be an exciting time. So on behalf of the MASL, the Wichita Wings, myself, and LeBaron Holloman, we wish you all a happy holiday, and we'll look forward to seeing you at the beginning of the year in January. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, our captain, home run player, 3 goals tonight, number 16, Kevin Tenike. Well, Kevin, you had a heck of a game tonight, 3 goals. The first question I have to ask you is, are you okay? Ryan, I know, and we saw that little altercation over here, Kevin. We're glad that you're okay, but you got served up some great balls tonight and you finished beautifully. The first one was on the side wall for the net. The second one was up there with Grandma Beats and Cookie, and then the other one was you just cleaning it up. I mean, 3 really good goals. What do you got to say about your team?
Yeah, they just set me up and I just hit it. Luckily, it wasn't me. We're going to put on a pretty good show for you all. I really appreciate you all coming out. Keep coming out and supporting us. We'll keep putting on a show for you.
How about our captain, the hat-trick hero, local homegrown player, Kevin Tenike. Oh, Chico giving him up there. Ladies and gentlemen, again, on behalf of our club, Wichita Wings, and all of our ownership, thank you so much. You are the best fans in indoor soccer right here in Wichita, Kansas. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Don't forget the Wings' next home game is coming up next year. Hard to believe, next year.